What's the scariest thing you've ever seen? This world is a strange one. Sometimes I get submissions that are just spooky and out there enough that I just have to share it with you guys. Tonight, I have a story from a very unlucky fan who shares with us the time he encountered the Faceless Woman, submitted by Crit. It was about 2 years ago when I was 16. I usually go to my grandmother's place to spend my whole summer holidays. Basically, I would spend only 2 weeks, but this time I spent the whole month. Because my uncle would work late at the hospital and my grandmother ended up alone at home. So, it was a Wednesday, and as usual, she came to pick me up from the bus stop. She's a very protective grandma. Despite knowing the fact that I'm a grown woman, she doesn't like the idea of me coming home alone. This is probably because where she lives is known for its strange activity, paranormal activity. I've heard some of them from my grandmother who would relate them to me, usually during our little moments of gossip. She said some people would hear a woman crying all night, and some would even see her walking around the dark streets. Others have even heard her calling for help. At times they would hear loud, distressing screams from the woods near my grandmother's place. Well, at first all those stories were creepy, but my grandmother reassured me that nothing would happen and warned me to tie up my hair whenever I go out. Right away I was thinking, what a strange request. Her house was not that far away from the woods, and there was also a toilet just on the opposite side. Her old vintage house was still the same, but there was some construction going on in the place, specifically the bathroom area, so I had to go use the toilet outside. That's just freaking great, I thought. She said it was only for a few days. Everything went well on the first week, and my grandmother accompanied me whenever I wanted to go outside to the restroom, with my hair tied up, of course, like she had said. I ended up stopping myself from drinking water just before bed, because going out there to use the bathroom was so creepy. Just passing near those woods at night really freaked me out. Other than that, everything was going well, but what came next I was not expecting. One night at about 1 in the morning, I woke up my grandma to go to the toilet with me. With my messy long hair, I couldn't find my elastic band for tying it up, and in the dark my grandmother didn't realize that my hair was untied, so she didn't say anything about it. I was walking right behind my grandma when suddenly I felt a strong, cold air on my back, causing my long hair to flip over my face. At that moment, I felt a chill and goosebumps covered my whole body. I didn't dare to look back, so I continued my walk while putting up my hair at the back. Arriving at the toilet, my grandma was already inside and I was standing in front of the door alone, while the cold air was hitting my whole body still. Suddenly, I realized that someone was watching me, and when I turned around, I saw the woman. She was standing still at the side of the road near the woods. I did not know what to do. I was like, what the hell am I seeing? The most horrifying part about all of it was that she had no face. She had no eyes, no nose, no mouth. She didn't even have hair. Somehow, even without those features, I could feel her looking at me. Then she began to reach out toward me. Suddenly, my concentration broke. My grandmother began shaking me. I didn't know what had happened to me. She immediately told me to tie up my hair, and as I didn't have an elastic band, I simply tied it up into a bun, and quickly and not so calmly, I did my business in the bathroom. When I got out, still covered in goosebumps, I glanced at the woods, finding that the woman, the Faceless Woman, was gone. Arriving home, I just got on the bed and fell asleep while listening to my heartbeat in my ears. The next day, I decided to relate my grandmother about the experience from the other night. She was horrified, shocked, and even angry at me because I didn't tie my hair up like she had said, and she was especially mad because I hadn't told her what I was seeing. I even asked about that woman because I know she knew something about her, but she refused to tell me. But I didn't force her even though curiosity told me to, and maybe part of me was too afraid to know. Even today, I remember her faceless white head, and I realized that all she wanted was my long hair. Whether it's a glitch in reality or the paranormal, in our lifetimes we are bound to run into something that doesn't make sense. And when it doesn't make sense, it is terrifying. Humans find fear in the unknown because it's the things we don't know about that might be the most dangerous. Good night. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And be sure to send us any and all of your real experiences with true horror today at darknessprevails.org/submit. Thanks.